My name is PJ. I sat on a quest about the paranormal, so I assembled my team. They are Patrick,
You come back to this room and talk with us.
Garen, Kelsey, and Jaden. We are not sure what's out there, so please join us. This is Ghost Travelers.
Ghost Travelers is located in Marquette, Michigan. As you can see behind us, we're at the Marquette Lighthouse. We have great access tonight. You don't see too many people down in here, and we're going to get ready to go inside and do an investigation. But before we do that, I just wanted to let you know this is a museum now, and we're lucky enough to have Hillary with us, and she's going to give us a little background of what the lighthouse is now. Hillary, so tell me a little bit of the history. Like, how old is the lighthouse?
Okay, so this was not the first lighthouse on this property. The first one was built in 1853, but it was just wood and stone, and it just couldn't withstand the weather. So they built this one in 1866. It was just a story and a half, and they decided in around the 1905, 1906 that they needed another floor. So they added a second floor to it in 1910. So 1910, it became actually a unique structure. Before that, it was a schoolhouse design, which is like a lot of different lighthouses on the Great Lakes. So 1866 is when it's built, 1910 is when they added the second story. And it was painted this heartthrob red in 1965.
Yeah, many paintings
Yes,
of this
yes.
lighthouse. Probably one of the most iconic things from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
This lighthouse.
Yep.
So it used to be owned by the Coast Guard. Now the city of Marquette owns it.
Yes.
And what is it today?
So now the museum runs it as a museum for tours. So the museum has been in it since the 1990s. The Coast Guard let us just come in and do tours of it, and we didn't really get to do anything to it structurally because it's on the Register of Historic Places. So now that the city owns it, we're hoping to turn it into even more of a museum and have the second floor look like a replica of maybe what it was in 1910, and just do some more things inside. When you go inside, you'll see that it needs a lot of work. It needs a little bit of TLC, but we're hoping to get it there pretty soon.
Well, the paranormal community is a real strong belief that anytime you have an older structure like this and you start doing construction to it,
Yeah.
it really kicks up paranormal activity.
Right.
So what are some of the stories associated with this lighthouse, with the paranormal?
Well, we've always had the story since we started doing tours. When we get inside, I'll show you in one of the rooms where in the 1990s there was 2 families living in the lighthouse on each floor, 2 couples. There were no children living with them. There were no children on Lighthouse Point anywhere, and there were some painters in there painting the walls. And they packed their stuff up, went home for the evening, and when they came back the next morning, there was a little bitty set of footprints going all the way across the floor, and they're still in there. And they're really strange because they're so little. They must have been like a 3 or 4 year old. We put kindergartners' feet up next to it, and they're smaller than that, and they just kind of head off into the wall, and they're all right feet, except we found one little spot where there's like a left toe. But it's just, you'll have to see what it looks like inside. It's very interesting. And so there's a lot of theories. We don't know. We checked to see if there had been any children that had died in the lighthouse, and there has been nothing. I know a little girl broke her arm once because we have the lighthouse, the log keeper's records, and other than that, we can't find anything. So we don't know where she's come from. I've had volunteers that have been in there and said they felt something, like they felt something on their neck or just heard doors moving, that kind of thing. So there's definitely a story in there that people have talked about throughout the years.
Has there been any deaths on this little cove here, or just immediately offshore?
Right, yeah. So one of the lighthouse keepers, his name was William Wheatley. He was out for a boat ride in 1898 with one of the printers from the local newspaper, and the boat tipped over. They were actually fishing, I think, and the boat tipped over. The printer was able to swim to town or swim to shore, and people that could see William Wheatley out there could see him desperately hanging onto the boat, and he ended up drowning. And what was pretty sad about it is that one of his really close friends was the famous life-saving station captain, Henry J. Cleary. And Cleary looked for him for 6 weeks, and they finally did find his body. And when they discovered that Wheatley was really gone, his wife took over for him. So there are some stories that he continued to visit the lighthouse because he wanted to continue to visit his family. So that's the story that I find the most interesting, the William Wheatley one.
Yeah. Now, to the best you know, has there ever been a paranormal investigation done in the lighthouse?
There has been, and it was before my time, and I'm not really sure what the results were of that. I know that they said something about a little girl in there, and that's all I know about it.
Well, hopefully we can catch something, maybe an EVP or something like that, or be nice to be able to put that to rest. That is it being haunted by a little girl, or is there something else? And that should be pretty exciting.
Yeah.
So now you're going to stay with us, right?
I am staying. Yeah, I want to know.
Awesome. So we're going to get ready to head inside, and we welcome you to join us.
Then you might see your first experience yourself.
Yeah.
Recording me and Hillary and Dad in the basement of the lighthouse. Putting down a recorder. REM pod.
Can you tell me who is in the stairway right now? Are there other spirits located on this property? Could you help us by telling me what is your name? There's a device PJ's holding in his hand, and then there's a smaller device sitting on that box. If you would go up there and just shout your name as loud as you could, we'll be able to hear you. Just for the record, I can't hear anything other than the waves right now, so it's pretty quiet.
I do hear voices in the background.
Can you?
Yeah, from outside.
It's from the beach right over
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
I heard that one. Could you open and check one of the doors upstairs or make a noise on the wood so I know you're still with us? Did you hear that?
I That's, your friend out there,
Seth.
yeah.
Seth.
But I don't know. I don't think that was him because he was just coming. He was coming from this direction. It sounded over there where you are.
I was watching him, so I don't think I heard it.
Yeah, there was something like this right here,
Yeah, Seth was coming from this way.
like a, and it's just, you know, like,
Kind of like a little shuffle.
yes, yeah.
I heard it. I don't think it could, you can ask Seth to walk his same path, see if we can try debunking it.
Yeah. No, it's a big drop too, right there.
He was coming from this way.
Yeah, it just disappeared. Could you make that noise again for me? Hey Seth. Go back up there. That's the noise I heard.
I heard it over here.
It sounded like metal almost, like something falling.
Do me a favor, go over there and walk back this way. We want to see if that was you that made this noise. Okay? Did you just touch that metal gate?
No, that wasn't it. It was in here.
Do the door again. Do the latch on the metal gate.
I never touched it.
Move the gate.
No, that was not
It's
it.
different.
Sounded more metallic in here.
That was closer.
That was closer.
Yeah.
What it is, it's the handle. The
Okay.
lock, when he shuts it. There's a light out there flashing?
Yeah, like right here. Light was across those.
Is that why you came over there?
No light. There was a light here, right here.
All right.
Like this big.
Really?
Yeah. When I was coming back, a light came from that corner of that road. Guys, come out here. There's more action happening out here.
The sun. Probably.
What do you want me to do again, Dad?
I want,
Go walk where you came when you came over here from that direction.
Yeah, he just walked on the path. I watched him walk on the path.
and that was before I said, hey, I heard some movement.
Yeah,
right?
and then he got right there where he couldn't see him, and that was where you heard it.
No, that was not him.
No, it's not the noise I heard.
Me?
Nope, that was not you. The first noise that we heard. Thank you.
Yeah.
Have you ever had any recordings of anything happening on the property itself? Like either on the point here or on the back?
Not that I know of. I mean, it could have been, I mean, I've only been here for a couple of years, so it could be something I just haven't heard of.
Okay. That would be interesting to find.
What did he say he saw out there?
He said he saw a light that was against the, so that you have this exterior wall, right on the exterior wall. That's why he walked over here, because he saw a
To see
light,
the-
a
oh.
light going on it. So he walked over here to take a look at it. He looked back to see if there's anything that could have made a light.
Did you just hear that thump?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah.
I thought that was you when you hit something, but you're way too far away from the wood.
Yes.
And I can feel chills right here.
So that's why he walked out, because he was wanting to know what was that light that was on the bricks from out there projecting this way. And so he walked over and he took a look, and there was nothing, well, obviously there was nothing that could be on Lake Superior at this height, making a light on the exterior of
Right,
the building.
right.
And he says it was pretty bright. I mean, he said about that big. So,
That's Seth?
so we know that wasn't Seth that made that.
Excuse me. This is me. Sorry.
So who's keeps setting that off? Can you do it again?
Wow, right on cue. Thank you for doing that. Can you please do it one more time? Thank you. That's me. My camera's a little fuzzy.
That's Bob, I don't know about that.
It's weird that that's going off so much.
Yeah, it's going off. There isn't any, like I said, electricity.